We're all put here for something. And when you find it, you know, you act upon it.
It's very simple, what one man can do.
If your life is so busy that it doesn't have what is really satisfying you on the soul level, it doesn't matter.
This has been his baby that he created and has gone all the way really by himself.
He doesn't give up, you know.
I was born in Nkwabin, which was the Brongahafo region where my father was a teacher. It was a very strict but very loving home that I grew up in. When I was 7 years old in the 4th grade, we had missionaries come to our school. We felt very special. We felt that somebody somewhere cared a whole lot about us to spend time to help us to make a Christmas card. The impression it left on me that day was something that stayed with me for a long time. And I left the school, went home, and the first thing I told my parents is that, you know, when I grow up, I want to be like these people who came to the school today. This is Mpriso Secondary. Actually, I attended high school over here. My first trip back home in 2000, after being in the state for almost 10 years, I realized a very dangerous trend. People leave their villages because there's nothing there for them to do. They go to the cities, and because they don't have education, they end up being on the streets, selling anything they can find. Something has to be done. The mission was very simple: to donate good refurbished computers to schools, organize computer workshop, and promote community development and involvement.
I immediately thought it was crazy. I'm like, you can't do this all by yourself, sweetheart. We have no money, we're poor. So how can we possibly give to someone else when we have nothing for ourselves?
When he said he was doing it on his own without any resources, I thought it was crazy, and I thought it wasn't going anywhere.
I call the organization Entire Village Computers Organization, and that's because I wanted to include the entire village. When I go to the village, I'm not just going there, dump computers in the school. We helping them to help themselves.
Seeing the faces of these kids, it really then put me in the same position as him. I want to help the children, and I want to help others.
He went to his own village and just said, in this school, I will teach these children to see a different world than their teachers were showing them. If they get on the computer, they can be citizens of the world. You've broken down the things which was the major cause of poverty. And when you give them this tool, you open a whole field for them.
Occasionally, you may receive one check out of 100 promises. So it's very, very difficult.
Even though I didn't doubt him, I kept wondering, is this ever going to be possible?
He doesn't have a lot, but he gives what he has and he takes what he can get and he gives it to other people.
IFCO has been funded through myself working 2 and 3 jobs at a time. I've also, 2006, sold my townhouse to use the proceeds to support and finance the trip.
We put everything we had into getting the townhouse, and for him to come home and say, we've got to sell it. This is the only way this is going to work. This is the only way I'm going to be able to do my trip, and people are going to see what it is that I'm doing by selling the townhome.
So let's see what you have.
I learned from my dad that you should think about others before yourself. My dad's a hero because he helps people.
It is very agonizing, but I have the strength to go forward, and I'm very hopeful that people see what we're doing and find it in their hearts to support the program, because right now the sky is the limit.
Everybody was waiting for Seth, and some of the clerks would come, or the Geek Squad would come up and say, can I help you? And they said, oh, I'm waiting for Seth. And I'm like, you're waiting for Seth? Everybody was waiting for Seth. So I said, oh, maybe I should wait for Seth. He must be something special.
Well, Seth gets very personal with his customers. I mean, he really does genuinely care about them. So when he tells customers his stories and when he helps the customers, that just makes them more loyal to Best Buy.
Working at Geek Squad became a lot easier just because how dedicated he is, it kind of rubs off on some of us. We've had some agents go to his home too, and other agents besides me to help him and repair some of the computers.
If one person goes to their GM and says, hey, listen, I have a venture, for that GM to say, hey, listen, let's get involved, I want to get involved, and it gets 1/10 of what satisfaction I've gotten and the help that we've done worldwide, that's a victory. That's a victory.
The idea of being able to support a project, even though you don't have a base there, that is the definition of a global citizenship.
When you have someone that's truly customer-centric and looking global, it's definitely something I had to get involved with.
When somebody is moving and following their own kind of inner direction and they also have a perspective that's global, it's going to touch everyone around.
No matter what gets thrown in his way, he finds a way around it and continues going forward.
Service to others is the rent we pay for our lease here on earth.
If you approach life that way, good's gonna come to you. You get back what you give. So I think that if all employees took the attitude that I'm gonna change whatever in this world that I can change, no matter how small or in what way, then we really would have a better world.